News from Delhi now, and after receiving several complaints from patients and their family members regarding non-availability of beds at Delhi hospitals, the Delhi government has come up with a standard operating procedure for all COVID hospitals. Well, let's go across to Akshay for more on that. And Akshay, this has been a complaint. We've been seeing more and more family members, COVID patients, all very, very hassled and harassed after not being able to find a bed. Some even saying that it's taking them days to find a bed in a hospital. So tell us, what are these new rules now?
Well, yes, Gargi, you have rightly mentioned that there were a lot of problems that the family members of the patients were facing when they tried to get a bed at the COVID hospital. So the Delhi government, after receiving a lot of flack, has come up with an entire, set of guidelines, proper standard operating procedure from the arrival at the hospital till the discharge. So the most important of these is that as soon as a patient arrives at the hospital, he will be taken to a separate area where the patient will be kept. They will be provided food, they will be provided water, and no questions will be asked whether or not they can be sent back or what exactly are the problems that they are facing. So if the patient comes, he has to be taken to the segregated area where the patient will be kept. After a period of time, after 1 hour, he has to be attended by somebody from the medical from the hospital, and they have to be taken care of. All the patients that are at the waiting area will have to be segregated based on the symptoms that they are facing. So if a patient is asymptomatic and has a permission to be home quarantine, then it will be the responsibility of the hospital to explain each and every procedure. If there are mild symptoms and the patient does not want to live at the home, be it for the safety of their family members, then he has to be taken to an isolation center, and all the rules have to explain by the hospitals. Now most of the rules are applying on the hospital and will be the responsibility of the hospital itself. But if the patient is showing serious symptoms, then within 3 hours he has to be provided a bed. And if the hospital does not have bed, if they are saying that they do not have bed for COVID patients, then it will be the responsibility of the hospital to take the patient to a hospital and to send the patient to a hospital where the beds are available. So now the onus is more on hospitals, and even after the patient is taken into as far as the care is concerned, he can only be discharged after he has been tested negative for COVID-19, Gargi.